Hi, I'm Sandy Botkin, CPA attorney and former trainer of IRS attorneys nationwide. I'm also the author of the best-selling book, Lower Your Taxes Big Time. Our purpose of this video is to give you some strategies on how to increase your travel expenses. You know, a lot of times people ask me, they say, Sandy, can I bring my spouse to the out-of-town convention and deduct them? Or my significant other to the out-of-town convention and deduct them? IRS says you may deduct your spouse or significant other if they are either licensed in your business, so if you're a realtor, they'd have to be licensed real estate. If you're an insurance professional, they'd have to be licensed insurance. However, if you don't want to license them, IRS says you may still deduct your spouse or your significant other if they can make money for you at the out-of-town convention. Hire your spouse, hire your significant other. If your spouse is your telemarketer or your office manager or your computer person, isn't it important to bring a telemarketer, office manager, or computer person with you to the next convention? And by doing that, you can write off their expenses. Another tip, take your business car to the convention or seminar because all of this qualifies as business mileage. You know, there's a lot of businesses like medical practice, which don't have a lot of business mileage, but they go on one big trip to a convention or seminar at a time, which will allow them to deduct a good portion of their vehicle. So taking a business car to an out-of-town convention or out-of-town seminar is a smart move because a lot of that mileage is business mileage. Now, lodging. Lodging is deductible on a business trip. But what happens if you stay with a spouse? What you can deduct is the single person room rate. So let's say the single person room rate at the hotel is $180 and the dual person rate is $190. You can deduct $180 out of $190 of the bill. Notice it's not the whole bill, it's the single person room rate. There's also what is known as the 300-mile-a-day rule, and this started with a guy who went from Washington, D.C. to Orlando, Florida. Now that's only 800 miles. The problem is it took him 30 days to get to Orlando, Florida. IRS got excited. I don't blame them. And they adopted what they call in their manual the 300-mile-a-day rule. And the 300-mile-a-day rule applies to driving. Here's how it works. Let's say you're going 800 miles. You would divide by 300. That gives you 2 2/3. If it's a fraction, you round up. That means they'll give you 3 days maximum to get there and 3 days maximum to get back. If it takes you 30, they only give you 3 travel days because travel days are business days. If it takes you 1, you only get 1. So that gives you what the maximum amount is. By doing this, knowing these rules, it'll make your life a lot less taxing.